Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jessica. Subscribe to my channel. Today's video is going to be my first ever collaboration. I am collaborating with a fellow YouTuber by the name of Jessica, and I will have her channel linked down in the description below, so make sure that you guys check her out and subscribe to her channel as well. And if you're coming from Jessica's channel, then hello, my name is Jessica, as you guys just saw in the introduction. It's very nice to meet you all. Hopefully you all like my content and subscribe for more. So I'm going to be creating my everyday makeup look, and over on her channel, she's going to be creating her everyday makeup look as well. So this is a look that I created right here. This is literally my everyday makeup look. It's what I do whenever I need to be out the door quickly, or I just, don't want to spend too much time on makeup. This is usually what I will do. It's very simple. It takes very minimal products in my opinion. It doesn't take that long either. Like if I'm literally rushing through it, I can get it done in about 10 to 15 minutes, and I think it looks good. So if you want to know how to get this everyday makeup look, then just keep on watching. So the first thing that I do whenever I do my everyday makeup look, or just my makeup in general, is my eyebrows. That's what I start with first, always. And I'll usually go between using my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Brow Palette or the NYX Cosmetics Micro Brow Pencil. But I think for today, since this is kind of like an everyday makeup look, and typically when I'm doing my makeup just to do errands, I want to do something that's quick and not anything that's too time consuming. And with this, I usually have to dig through my brushes, find my eyebrow brush, find my spoolie, and all that. And using this, it kind of already has the product and the spoolie built into it, so it's kind of already there. So the first thing that I do is I obviously spoolie through my brows first. And then I just fill in any of the sparse areas, which is usually the tops of my brows. I don't know why, but for some reason, just hair just doesn't seem to really grow in this region of my eyebrows. So that's really what needs to be filled in. And usually for an everyday look, I'll just stick with a lighter brow as well. I'm not gonna really try and fill it in too much because my eye makeup is gonna be very light, and I don't like having a really bold brow whenever my eye makeup is pretty light. So I'm pretty much just spooling through every time that I stop running the product, and I'm being pretty light-handed with this and just doing strokes, short strokes throughout the whole brow, just to give it a little bit of shape. And that's pretty much it for the brows. I don't really spend too much time trying to define them and make them super duper sharp, because as I said, whenever I'm doing a bit more of a natural eye, I like to have more of a natural looking brow. So once I'm done filling in my eyebrows, the next step will be to try and conceal my eyelids, as well as to clean up a little bit underneath my brow. Not too much, just a little bit. And to do that, I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10. Now I'm just going to take a Zoeva 142 concealer buffing brush, and I'm just going to pretty much pat this all over the lid and then bring it up into the brow just a little bit to clean it up. And I also take that into the inner corner of the eye as well. And then after that, I'll just go in with some setting powder. For setting powder today, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Loose Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. And then I'll just take a little bit on a brush and set my eyelids. So after I set my eyes, the next thing that I do is eyeshadow. And for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be taking the Anastasia Soft Glam palette. If you guys are subscribers of mine, then you will know that this is my absolute favorite palette. It's my holy grail. I absolutely love it so much. I use this palette pretty much every day. So I'm going to go into the shade Burnt Orange first on a big fluffy brush. This is the Wet n Wild blending brush. This brush is so good and it's so affordable. So I'm just going to take this color and apply it into the crease in windshield wiper motions, and then also bring it into the outer corner. So I'm also going to bring this color onto the lid as well and kind of just blend it all together. Next, I'm going to go into the black in the palette, and I'm going to take that on an angled brush. And I'm going to apply this as if it were eyeliner. So I'm just going to take this and run it as close as I can to my lash line. This is just going to help to blend my falsies, and it's also going to give my eye a little bit more definition and just kind of define it a little bit. And yes, I'm that type of person that wears falsies even if it's an everyday makeup look, because my eyelashes naturally are just so short. I feel like I absolutely need falsies. But if you have naturally long lashes, or you don't really like wearing falsies, you can totally skip that step and just go with your natural lashes. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. I don't really do too much. Whenever I'm doing everyday makeup, I just like to do whatever's quickest, and using two eyeshadows for me is the easiest. And as you guys can see, the two colors that I used are the two colors that have hit pan on this palette, and that's because I genuinely do this makeup look. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is apply some mascara, lashes, and then I'll come right back so that we can finish the rest of the look. I'm going to skip through the step because I think it's a little bit boring. I mean, you guys know what it looks like to throw on some mascara and some lashes. It's not really that important, so I'm just going to skip that, and then I'll be right back to finish off the face. Okay, so I'm back and I have my lashes on, and now we're ready to move on to foundation. For foundation today, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. This is actually my second time using this foundation, and I honestly don't remember how I felt about it the first time. So I'm excited to try it. I picked up the shade 118, so hopefully it matches. We'll find out together. I'm gonna be taking that on my damp Juno sponge, so I'm just gonna take some of that and start to pounce it all over my face. Okay, so it looks a little bit too light, but I think that it might oxidize a little bit, so maybe it'll match once it's dry. Okay, so as you guys can see, this foundation is way too light. Okay, I look like a floating ghost right now. Looks like I'm gonna have to probably return this, but I'm gonna just keep my fingers crossed and hope that it oxidizes and does get darker. So we're just gonna move on to the next step and just hope for the best. Okay, so the next thing that I do is I cream contour, and for that I'm gonna be taking the Maybelline foundation stick in the shade 330, and I'm gonna be taking that on an e.l.f. stippling brush. So I'm just gonna take that and apply it to the cheeks, to the perimeter of my forehead, and all that jazz, just to give my skin a bit of color. And hopefully this will kind of help my foundation not look way too freaking light. And I do cream contour on a daily basis. I just love it. I think it looks great. I don't know, I've gotten so accustomed to just cream contouring that I feel like I can't not do cream contour, you know what I mean? So again, this step is totally optional. If you're not about cream contouring, totally skip it, but this is my everyday makeup routine, so this is what you're getting. Cream contour and all. So then I go back in with my sponge after I'm done applying it with the brush, and I just kind of go over it to help blend out the edges. Next, I'm going to be going in with some concealer. The concealer that I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 20. This might be a little bit too tan for this foundation. I don't really know. We'll see how it all looks in the end once we have powder and all of that. I'm staying very optimistic, you guys. Well, that's one thing about me. I try and stay as optimistic as possible. So let's just hope for the best and keep on going. Gotta get really close in there to that inner corner. Make sure that we get any of that discoloration. Okay, so once I have my cream products down, I go in with my powders. For powders today, I'm going to be trying something new, and it is from Found Cosmetics. They actually did send me these in the mail. It is our Sculpt and Define Contour Palette. So I'm going to be taking this color first and setting under my eyes, as well as in like the T-zone. So first I'm just going to go in with my sponge and make sure that there's no creasing under my eyes. And then I'm going to go in with that powder and just kind of set underneath. And then to set the rest of my skin, I'm going to be going in with this. I actually bought this yesterday, and this is the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. I don't know if this is going to be too light. If it is, then oh well. Okay, so here we go. Just going to set the rest of my face with that. Now to go over that cream contour and set it with some powders, I'm going to take the same palette and I'm going to take the color in the middle. Does this have a shade? Yes, this is in the shade 10 also, just if you're curious. So I'm going to take that on my Morphe M530 brush, and I'm just going to apply that all over my cheeks and on my forehead as well. I'm also going to take a little bit of that contouring powder on this Morphe M505 blending brush, and I'm just going to lightly contour my nose with that. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the blush, and for blush I'm also going to be taking one that was sent to me from Found Cosmetics, and this one is in the shade 70, Pink Glow. So I'm going to be taking this blush on an e.l.f. stippling brush. I'm just going to take a light amount of that and then just apply it to the cheeks. Okay, this blush was super duper pigmented, so I'm just going to go over that with the same brush that I used to apply my setting powder. And just kind of go over that because it's super duper pigmented and it was just like way too much. So to finish off the eyes really quickly, I'm going to jump back into the Soft Blend palette, and I'm going to take the shade Burnt Orange on a pencil brush, and I'm just going to take that and apply it to the lower lash line just to give the under eyes a little bit of definition as well. Okay, then the next thing that I'm going to go into is highlight. So I'm going to be taking the Balm Cosmetics Mary Luminizer. I haven't used this highlight in so long. I'm going to be taking that on a Morphe M330 blending brush, and I'm going to take that into the inner corners first. Wow, that is so blinding. Okay, so this highlight is beautiful. And I'm also going to take a little bit of that and apply it to the brow bone as well, and then to the tip of the nose and to the bridge of the nose. And maybe just a tiny bit on the cupid's bow. And that's it. I don't really apply highlight to my cheeks these days. I don't know why. I think it's because just my cheeks have like so much texture to them that I don't want to bring any attention to them at all. So I've just been skipping highlight on my cheeks completely. Okay, so the last and final thing is lipstick. So for lipstick, I'm actually going to use the Found Hydrating Lip Balm. This is in the shade 10, Honey Kiss. It's from the same brand that sent me the Sculpt and Define palette and the blush. I've actually been using this a ton, and it's so nice and pigmented and super hydrating as well. Oh, I almost forgot the lower lash mascara. So I'm just going to be taking some Estee Lauder mascara, and I'm going to be applying that to the lower lashes. And that's literally it, you guys. That's all that I do. My everyday makeup look is super basic. It's very easy. It doesn't really take too long. I can actually get this done in about 10 to 15 minutes if I'm being pretty quick about it. And yeah, it's quite minimal. Like I said, I don't really do a lot on the eyes, on the face. I pretty much just do like what I think is necessary. And the foundation, still a little bit too light. I think I am gonna have to return it and get me a different shade. I'm probably gonna have to go to like Ulta or something to try and find it, because I think that they usually have testers and I need to actually test it out. So I'm gonna have to take like a shirt that's kind of V-neck so I can like swatch it on my neck, walk around, go outside, see which one matches, and then come back inside and buy it. I don't know. But yeah, you guys, that is the end of my everyday makeup tutorial. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on the bell notification to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!